Okay, today we're going to be tying the Stayner Ducktail. We'll begin by wrapping on the shank of the hook and bringing our thread all the way down to the bend. Stayner Ducktail is designed to imitate a perch. Roll Stayner out of Twin Falls Fly Shop is the one who invented this. We'll take an orange hackle, longer fibers. We're going to strip off, line up the tips and strip off about a ½ inch of them. We're looking for anywhere between 3/4 and the full length of the shank for the tail. And we'll just secure it to the shank and wrap it down. Notice how I wrapped up and down. Don't worry about trimming it. It's all underbody. Small mylar. This is silver gold, so I'm going to tie. I want the gold showing eventually, so I'm going to tie it so silver side is up and secure that to the shank of the hook right in front of the tail. And then chenille, olive or peacock. We'll bear some of the fibers from the stem or the thread, and we'll secure that to the shank of the hook. And then bring your thread up towards the eye. Leave plenty of room at the eye of the hook though. We'll wrap the chenille around the shank, even up to the eye, and then secure that with your thread, and then trim off excess. And then we'll bring the mylar through, 4 or 5 wraps evenly spaced. The fish won't judge you on that, but the fishermen will, your friends. Evenly spaced, and then secure the mylar and then trim off excess. And then we're going to go back to the hackle, and we're going to secure this as a throat. You can do it a couple of different ways. The way that I like to do it is I'll pinch off about a ½ inch with my right hand, gather it up. It's nice to have a rotary vise for this feature. Flip it over upside down. I want my throat to go from where it is right in front of the body and almost touching the point of the hook. So I'll kind of measure that, get an idea. I'll set that on top with the fibers extending out over the eye of the hook. I'll pinch that down, trim off the excess. It doesn't have to be completely clean because it's going to be disguised by the tips. And then I fold the tips back and secure it. This is an easier way of making sure that you get your throat directly under the shank. You can certainly do it by having the tips extending back towards the bend of the hook at the beginning, but if you do it this way, it may be a little bit easier for you. And then we'll flip it back upside, right side. And then we're going to use some mallard flank. We'll select a piece, clean tips, semi-clean on this one. We're going to secure this down to the shank of the hook on top of it, and we want the tips to go back to the end of the tail. I'll secure that down with my left hand over the top and get rid of all this extra. And then a couple loose wraps, and then you can secure it. It stays right up on top. Get rid of all that excess. And then clean up the eye. And then a quick book finish. The Stayner Ducktail, Idaho favorite for down there.